Have you ever felt that it's harder for you to set boundaries as a woman? Yes, you're right. It is harder for women to set boundaries. And today I'm going to discuss 3 reasons why it is harder for women to set boundaries compared to men. Number one, women are programmed to be people pleasers. Where I come from, women were raised to think and believe that women should compromise, women should sacrifice. And one of the common proverbs people used to say is الرجال ما يعيب إلا جيبه, meaning a man is only judged by what's in his pocket, aka his money. He can have no character, he can decide not to take care of his body as long as he has money. Of course, they didn't say it this way, but that was the proverb. Men are only judged based on what's in their pockets. But women, you have to look nice. You need to have a good character. You need to know how to cook. You need to know how to regulate your feelings. You need to compromise. You need to listen. You need to sacrifice. You need to raise the kids. You need to look nice all the time, even when you wake up and cook and clean. And you should be perfect, because that is the only way a man will accept being married to you. And what's funny is that sometimes you see a man that is like not taking care of his body. His character is not the best, it's even the worst. He doesn't know how to communicate, not handsome at all, to be honest, and doesn't even have money. And then he will be saying that I want to marry a woman that is thin, that has a long hair, that has a white skin, that knows how to cook, that has a good job, that can take care of my kids, can, what else? Can clean the house. Okay, she should be all those things, but what are you bringing to the table? Nothing. He's just a man. So he's not even rich, but he believes that he deserves the best out of the best because he's just a man. And this is how many men are raised or were raised. Not only where I grew up, but also in other societies, speaking with other women who have been dealing with the same issue of you as a woman, you have a lot of pressure to look good, to be good, to have your own money. But a man can just be a man and still ask for all those things out of you while he's not even at that level, but he still feel like he's deserving and he can have you. And what made it unbelievable for me is that it wasn't only men saying that, but even brainwashed women that you need to be this and that and take care of your hair, take care of your skin, don't look fat, nobody will marry you, you don't know how to cook. Wow, you don't know, it has to be perfect. If a woman wants to marry a rich man, they will say that she's a gold digger. If she wants to marry a handsome man, they will say that she's superficial, shallow, not deep. But if a man wants to marry a rich woman, they will say that yes, he's right. He has the right to marry a rich woman. And then they will even use the hadith of تنكح المرأة لأربع لمالها وجمالها ونسبها فاظفر بذات الدين, something like this. That they will use that hadith to reinforce, yes, that one of the reasons that you marry a woman is for her money. But when it comes to women, no, she's a gold digger. She's only here for the money. You should look at his character, look at his family, look at blah blah blah. And even when a man says that he wants to marry a beautiful woman, they'll say, yes, of course, it is his right as a man. Like, uh, why do you expect a man to marry a woman who he doesn't think that she's pretty? He will go and cheat on her outside. I remember I was scrolling on TikTok the other day and I saw an interview with Aslan Khalifa, one of the most amazing women out there. And she was asked, why do you think that more men are successful than women?
Men are more successful than women. Why? Why do you think that is?
Woo! Men are more shameless than women.
And she said because men are non-apologetic. If a man wants something now, he will just go for it. He will make the decision now and go for it. But we as women will call and ask our mom, our dad, our uncle, our auntie, our third cousin, are you okay with this? Do you think it's okay? Will it hurt your feelings before we take any decision? And that's why. Because men were raised in a way that makes them feel confident just because they are men. I've met a lot of men who had inflated self-confidence. Like they feel confident about doing something, they don't have any idea about the thing. And you see other women who are competent to some extent, but they have self-doubt because they have been programmed to think that as a woman, you cannot do this. You cannot be an engineer. Only men can exceed in social areas, but you as a woman, you cannot. And that is the mindset shift I want you to have. You need to stop being a people pleaser. And you need to stop being non apologetic. You don't need permission for people to set your boundaries. Put yourself first. Don't wait for permission from people to set boundaries. Set them anyway. Work on the feeling of guilt inside you. Delete those programs from your head. The ones that tell you that you have to sacrifice and compromise. You have to think of everyone before you think of yourself. You have to be the candle that burns to light the road for others. That's not who you should be. Yes, you can light the road for others, but not by burning yourself. You feel guilty for asking for what's yours. You feel guilty for pursuing your dreams. You feel guilty for saying no to someone or something that drains you. That has to stop. That program inside your head, yes, that one, the guilt program, you need to not only press the install button, but to also clear all data. Because the truth is, when you start choosing yourself first, some people will support you, but many people will try their absolute best to transform you back to that old version of you because you used to be more useful to them. The people pleaser, the candle that burns to light the road for others. How do they do that? By guilt tripping you. They will tell you things like you're not a good mom because you decided to pursue your studies. You're not a good wife because you are running a business. And you are a bad human because you don't allow people to take you for granted. And if you don't work on that guilt inside you, guess what? Everyone will come and be pressing those buttons inside you. But when you eradicate the guilt you were programmed to have, they keep pressing those buttons, but all they hear is the number you are trying to reach is not reachable. Reason number two, many women are financially dependent. The truth that many women don't want to hear is money is power. Having your own finances is a leverage. I have seen many women live lives that I wouldn't even wish on my enemies. They endure bullshit, abuse, disrespect just because they know that if they leave, they will starve because they have nothing. No income, no money, no business, and not even qualification that they can use to apply for a job. And that's why they stay in abusive, draining relationships, not because they are loved, not because they want to make it work, but because they are helpless, because they don't have other options. Money gives you power, money gives you choices, money gives you options. The moment you feel that you are disrespected in a relationship and you have your own money, you're not going to stay for a second because you know you can take care of yourself. If you have children, you know that you can take care of them. I remember we were having a discussion with my friend, and she was telling me about her friend who was married to this rich man. He's not allowing her to pursue her studies, so she only has a secondary school certificate. She's not allowed to do anything, and he doesn't even spend money on the household. Like, he just buys the essentials. Even the food they eat is not the best. It doesn't even reflect like the level of money he has. Only him gets the best dishes, but them, like, they have two menu, one for the family and the children and her, and then one for him. Even when they are cooking, they cook separate meals for him. He has his own part, which is nice, beautiful, and then their part is like the humble, simple, kind of old that is not renovated all the time. And not only that, plus disrespect. One of the funny things I used to hear is that men don't like successful women. Men don't like financially independent women. If you make too much money, you will scare away men. Yes, and that's right. If you make too much money, you will scare away some men, but only insecure men. The truth is, only insecure men are threatened by a woman who's financially independent because they know she will not accept the bullshit, the abuse, the inconsistency. The moment she feels that she's not respected in a relationship, she leaves because she knows that she can take care of herself. If she has kids, she can take care of them and she can live a better life. Healthy men who are actually in their masculine energy, they will support you to make more money. They would like you to be financially independent because they know that money is power and they know that nothing is guaranteed in this life. If he dies tomorrow, he knows that she can take care of herself and their kids. If you are a woman with no source of income, please let 2026 be the year that you make your own money. I don't care if your husband is a zillionaire. I don't care if your father owns $1 billion company. You need to have your own money. It doesn't mean that you have to work for it if you come from a rich family, but it means that you have your own money, aka money in your account that you can spend it the way you want, the time you want. Someone will come saying, yeah, but I have a generous husband who spends on me and I don't have to work. Great. Nobody said that you have to work. Let the money work for you instead. Invest it not only in bags and shoes, but in real estate, in assets that make you money. And for women who come from humble backgrounds, you know how important it is to have your own money. I'm sure that you have been in a situation where you felt like this wouldn't have happened if I had my own money. Money is not all sorts of evil. Money is power. Money is options. Money sometimes is respect. You can decide to believe it or not, but especially in our world today, yes, your money earns you respect. So start making your own money now. Don't wait for life to teach you that lesson the hard way. Please don't. Reason number 3 is that many women are punished for having boundaries. Many women struggle with boundaries not because they don't know how to set them, but because they know the consequences of having them. A man who says no is called focused, busy, strong. But a woman who says no, she's called cold, difficult, arrogant, disrespectful. From a very young age, girls learn one thing clearly. Belonging is conditional. If you speak too directly, you are rude. If you protect your time, you are selfish. If you don't smile, you have an attitude. If you choose yourself, you are ungrateful. So her fear is not how am I going to set a boundary? Her fear is what is it going to cost me socially? Because for many women, social safety is survival. Your reputation, your marriage prospects, your family image, your community acceptance. And so you're not scared of the boundary, you are scared of the labels that come with it. And that's why many women choose silence instead of honesty. Yes, it is harder for you to set boundaries as a woman. Yes, many people will label you selfish, rude, disrespectful. Yes, absolutely hard. But having no boundaries, that is also hard. People pleasing, super hard. Realizing that you have wasted many years living a life that is not yours, that is even harder. So the question becomes, which hard will you choose? Temporary discomfort or lifelong suffering? I hope you choose wisely. If you ever face one of these 3 challenges when setting boundaries, comment down below I can. Let's inspire more women to start setting boundaries now. And remember, if a relationship costs you your peace, it is too expensive. Stop overpaying and choose yourself every time. See you in the next video.